Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 49th and final episode of Dokidoki Precure. Can you believe we finally got to the final episode? Like with these Precure shows, they're pretty long, so it kind of gets to feel like they are going to go on forever, but then suddenly it's the final episode and you realize, nope, it's basically about over. You're about to say goodbye to these characters forever. And it's always a bit of a sad feeling, but it's part of the process. And luckily I do have still plenty of other Precure shows left to watch, so at least there's something to fill that void. That is the important thing. So, now, last episode, I think we finally rescued the king, but then we had Bell kind of like take the darkness onto himself, so we're probably going to have to deal with that in this episode, and then once you do that, everything should be fine. The world should be saved, you should all be feeling pretty good. So let's jump on in and see how the gang does that. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, look at this maniacal laughter, evil. Is that not going how you planned? Yeah, I don't think that was quite how we intended that to go. I don't see that happening. Well, serves you right. Zamamiro. Did I just see like 6 arms? What does this thing look like exactly? Give me a good overarching shot of it. Oh, that actually was a little bit scary. Proto-selfishness. Yep, that's 6 arms and a mouth on his belly. No. Yeah, Monty, you tell him, you get in there, you beat him up, shower him with love until he realizes he's living his life incorrectly. Yeah, anyone who doesn't have a Precure power, please get to a safe distance. Well, you're technically not a Precure, but yeah, you're invited as well. I should have been more clear. Our final battle. Like how we all kind of like slid so we can see them all at the same time. L-O-V-E Peek, peek, peek. One final Precure transformation. And you always will be. Diamondo. Poca poca. Slice him up with your hand. Precure blade. Precure sword. Precure sharp object. One final title drop. One final opening. Which I actually didn't think they would have, but there you go. Three, two, one. Dokidoki Precure. Bum 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 bum. Hello, hello. I feel like there's some shots in the opening that we never got to see in the anime itself, and it's quite upsetting. I know that's how it goes, but still. Happy, lucky, Precure. Precure. Happy love. Like that scene. The river scene. I don't think we ever got that. Or the snow scene. I may just not be remembering, but... If I'm just forgetting, feel free to let me know which episode those things happened in. And our one final sponsor segment. And what is our final title? Let my feelings reach you, my sweetheart. Okay. That was interesting. He just lifted a building and threw it at us. How rude! No, that's a lot more than one building. He is not messing around. just like throwing, like somebody would pick up pebbles and throw them. He just picks up a bunch of buildings and throws them. Oh god. This could be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, please bounce some of those back at him if you can. Jesus. We're being attacked by a helicopter pad, whatever it's called. Cut that building in half! Oh, that is so cool. Imagine cutting a building in half with your hand. Not just like a building, like a freaking, you know, skyscraper, like a huge building. Yeah, twinkle at him. Well, okay, it's not going well. We might be a little bit bruised, but nothing we can't handle. Okay, Regina, you can tell she's not a Precure. That was funny. That was cute. I'm glad she's on our side now. Too bad it was so late in the series. Yeah, let's see it balance this one away. I don't like the sound of that giggling. Okay, I'll be honest, I expected a bit more out of that. Oof. Come on. Especially you, Aguri. You should have seen that coming. Having everybody else first. You should have prepared better to defend against that. Shield? You want to put up a shield? Jeez. That definitely did some damage to the city. If not us. Yeah, they're pretty much our only line of defense, so definitely in your best interest for them to win, to survive. Yeah, they definitely seem a bit more banged up this time. But still, we're not out yet. Definitely cannot give up. That does not make me feel any better. Come on, Mono, wake up and tell him otherwise. Yeah, what kind of world would that be? Yeah, those are the important things. Without any people, you can't be a selfish asshole. You can't be selfish if there's nobody else to, you know. Because, yeah, once you're all alone, selfishness is kind of meaningless at that point. And even think about that, really. Oof. Imagine if there were people in that building. You're sitting in your office doing work and suddenly you get smacked by a Precure. Oof. Oh no, is he trying to pump her full of selfishness? Yeah, definitely don't let yourself get taken over. Because if Mana gets taken over by selfishness, then there's no hope for anyone else. You can fight this. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is so not okay. Yeah, 3 exclamation marks is right. We'll be back to this after this commercial break. That really definitely ruined the tension of the scene. That's why commercials are the worst. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of glimmer there. There we go. There we go. Yeah. I knew it wouldn't be that easy to corrupt Mana. Yeah, how do you like that? Get wrecked. Nani? Yeah, smack him. Oh, also, yeah, go back to your body, please. Then we can smack him some more. Yeah, you definitely worried me a little bit. But I had faith that it would be fine. Yeah, I think it might be time for our turnaround. Yeah, yeah, we're literally giving all of our power to her. I think Dragon Ball Z's done this before. Oh, even the spear. Yeah, we're giving it all to Mana. She is definitely our true hero, so I'm sure she'll make good use of it. Oh, she's like changing. I can't quite pronounce that, but cool. Yeah, show this guy what this power can do. What true power is like. The power of love and friendship. Oh, oh. Yeah, throw him away. Get wrecked. Oh, this is so satisfying. Can't touch this. Oh man, I kind of got chills right now. Oh wow, it's like say to them. Yeah, how do you like have him being teleported behind? Oh, this is so great. Give him one good just strike, kick, punch, whatever, just hit. That works. Now go above him and smack him back down. But wow, the grace and beauty of that move. It was so well animated. Please tell me you're gonna smack him back down to the ground. Or we might just shoot a giant beam of energy at him now that we're kind of away from collateral damage area. You think that's gonna do anything to her now in a new form? Only you can become a Precure. You at home. Big Bang Precure. Yeah, that look of surprise. Yeah, just right through your attack. Boom! Smack him back down. Yes, she really did it. Oh, I'm so happy. Hit him a couple more times. You're lucky it fell into water. Oh, that was all so good. Welcome to Precure. As it tends to. Here we go. Think he might be getting to the finishing move. Yeah, look at all that love. Doesn't matter if you're around as long as you're kept in check. Right. Everybody has a little bit of wagamama, a little bit of selfishness. You just can't let it consume you or, you know, dictate your actions. At least not too often. Friends that guide you back to the right path if you stray a little bit. I love when she says Miseru. Our final boss finally saying the line, love, 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 as he turns into Sakura petals. Well, hearts, but, you know. And yeah, as always, things go back to normal, which is good because that was a lot of damage. And just like that, we have saved the world. Like, the whole world. Trump Kingdom, our world. Anywhere else, really, that might exist. It looks so much nicer now. Like, it looks nice enough that I would want to live there. Well. Let's try to focus on the positives. Also, it's not over yet. Right. Yes, they have. And now they've both become, yeah. The two half hearts have become full. There's also the baby who somehow factors into all this. Not in front of the children. Yeah, of course she talks a sword. She's still here, just in a different form, essentially. Yeah, swords don't feel sadness. Tsubasa taught me that. You might not have her, but you have her baby. Oh, she said her name. Oh. You know, I think the one that lucked out the most over in this overall situation is the king, because he just went from having one daughter to two. So if anyone won out on this, it would be him. I will take good care of my baby. Her voice sounded oddly gentle there. I'm not used to it. And back to our normal, everyday Nichijou life. Oh, she was in the car with her. Oh, that's cool. They're closer. That's nice. They're getting along. Well, don't compare yourself to Mana. That's a good way to get depressed. No one will ever be on her level. Regina! Is Regina going to our school? Oh, she's a transfer student. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, we can spend all sorts of time together. She just stole mana. I'm okay with this. And Shadow just, you know, hangs around in the open now. Just retire from being king. And Shadow gets to go back to that form sometimes, which is nice. Love. Hey, cooking class. Cupcakes, one for each of us. That'd be great. Yeah, she's probably happy to see her with so many friends. Okay, so that's just like still there. Okay, I guess that's kind of nice. Come and visit back and forth. President of the Trump Republic. That is something. Yeah, we got Yotsuba stuff in Trump Kingdom. Subarashi desu wa? Million. I will take your entire stock. Ooh, that's a nice outfit. Mana has that effect on people. Yeah, remember the sleepover? That was a good episode. Hand holding. The final song. Let's make it a good one. Let's make it a good one. Okay. Maybe this is a job for Precures. It can't be helped. Back to that. Happy Prince. Shiawase no Uji. And Regina, now part of the Precure gang. Doesn't have wings though. Okay, I was wrong. That was a final title drop. And the ED. Which does not have Regina, sadly. I was holding on to hope. I was holding on to hope for the last one, but... Bum, 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 bum. I just... If Regina was here, it would have been literally the perfect final episode. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if I could be a Precure. I think they said that in the episode, that you could be a Precure if you know, have the right values, or I don't remember exactly how they phrased it, but it was a line about how, you know, even you at home can be a Precure. I want to be a Precure. You get to save your friends and family. You get to have friends that trust you and support you. It looks pretty nice. You get to wear pretty clothes. Have superpowers. Learn life lessons. What sort of dislike? Aside from, you know, putting your life on the line, but... Okuri shimasu. Okurimashita. Okay. A little nice little like drawing of them. Okay. Okay. That that was the 49th and final episode of Dokidoki Precure, and I thought it was a great final episode. Like I don't have any real complaints about the episode itself. Like we got pretty much all the stuff you would expect from this sort of Precure finale, everyone coming together and battling, and just some close calls, you know, hitting a bit of a low point, but being able to rise back up to eventually win. All that good stuff. But like the mana stuff, like when they pumped mana full of their you know, friendship, Precure, magic, whatever you want to call that, love. And it got her to like a new form, and she started to like really kick butt against that selfishness, darkness thingy. Man, that was so great. Just like the punching, the kicking, the dodging, the whooshing around, smacking him into the air, smacking him back down, like kicking through the energy beam to smack him back down. It was all so great. I just so awesome, so chill, so everything, like everything I could have hoped for in that section of the episode was just amazing. Like just like kicked them so high when it actually went into like outer space and stuff. So it was great to watch. It was great to watch. I actually was pretty surprised once they actually like took over Mana's heart full of the dark, you know, the darkness, ripped it out, and she collapsed. Like Precure shows, you go into it, you know, under the assumption everything will work out in the end because it's that kind of show. It's you know, good triumphs over evil eventually. It's just that kind of show. So as a result, there's kind of a limit to how concerned I can really be about how things will go. But that like dropped lower than it usually would as far as like the concern level. Like I was like, oh my god, that really happened. Oh, that's actually really bad. Like I started to get into a little bit of a panic mode that I usually wouldn't get into because it was that much of a surprise to me that it would go into that level of, you know, getting smacked down. Like I don't know what the best way to phrase that is, but like fights other ups and downs. I didn't think it would go that far down. If that makes sense, right? As far as like who has the advantage, but yeah, actually, because I thought Mana would not be able to be like corrupted like that, but she apparently was, at least like very briefly, right? Well, it didn't take too long for it to like go back to a nice shade of pink, go back into Mana's body. So it was a bit of a, gave me a bit of a heart attack, but luckily she did get back up. That's the important thing. As she kind of said later in the episode, selfishness, you know, everybody has some of it, but she does have her friends and all that, and it helps keep her on the right path and all that good stuff. And in the end, we eventually won. And we had our, like, heartfelt moment with the princess's sky transparent existence. I don't know what you would call it exactly. It's a very anime thing when you have that. I don't even know if there's a good name for it, but I had one, like, final conversation between her and Cura's sword. But because she is gone, like, even though we saved the day, this is pretty much the most positive outcome you could hope for, the princess is still gone, right? She's still split in half. They became their own existences. You can't just like undo that, right? Even if theoretically you could smack both Regina and Aguri back into being the princess, like maybe on some level that would make Cura Sword happy, but like wouldn't make anyone else happy. Like I like Regina, I don't want her to be gone. I like Aguri, I don't want her to be gone. Like so that wouldn't even be an objectively good thing, even if that could happen. So it's just how it is, you know. We have Regina, we have Aguri, we have the baby, and that's just how it is. Even though Sword obviously was pretty sad, she doubted her ability to sing, but the end of the episode made it pretty clear that she does get back on stage, she does refine her purpose of singing and all that, so it's good. Also, there's a lot of change with the world. Like we have just that opening that was like broken through between the Trump Kingdom and our world. So it's now just like a permanent hole that we can go back and forth, so I guess we can get some real merchant trade going on. So that's pretty good. Freaking Alice just walking over there being like, I'll take 1 million of your finest magical cleaning brooms, please. So that was pretty great. Also, Jonathan, I think he said he was the president of the Trump Republic. There's a joke there somewhere. But yeah, things are looking out for people. We pretty much got to see like we had kind of like essentially an epilogue sort of thing near the end of the episode. Just kind of seeing where everyone ended up. Regina being transferred to her school is great because we get to spend more time with her there. Well, I don't because the show's over, but in universe they get to hang out at school and have a good time, and I'm sure they have lots of fun without me. But so yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had to say on the final episode. What do I have to say about the show as a whole? That's the real question, because lengthy shows, it's kind of hard to try to overarching view it, but I'll do my best. So I went into this with fairly low expectations, because I kind of got the impression from what I've seen some people say online and stuff that it was not one of the better Precure shows, right? Like, it just in general seemed to have a lower score, lower reviews, and I wasn't quite sure why, because like I'm not going to read the reviews because spoilers, like I'm not going to spoil myself for a show I'm reacting to. That would just be silly. So wasn't quite sure why it had a low score, and even now I'm not like super sure, because I just don't have that perspective of seeing a dozen other Precure shows so I can like weigh them all against each other. So I can't really do that, but I can definitely see it not being as good as like Mahotsukai Precure. I mean, in the case of Mahotsukai Precure, it actually had like less Precure, so it could be more focused on that basis. So I think that helped Mahotsukai Precure a lot. There's like a strong relationship between two characters building, you know, so they each got a lot of focus, they got a lot together focus. So that was something I really liked about that show. And I compare it to Mahotsukai Precure because clearly that's like the bar for me. That's the best Precure I've seen. So there's that. And then they had eventually introduced a third Precure, you know, once the first two had been developed quite a bit. And so then we could start developing her and her relationship with them and expand on the story and stuff like that. So, and yeah, Mahotsukai Precure story, definitely better than the story of this one, for sure. Like, you know, hands down, really. They had a lot of really cool stuff story-wise with Mahotsukai Precure. Even had like a magical academy, so yeah. And if we compare it to Dokidoki Precure, what does this one have going for it? Well, Mana herself, I liked a lot. She was pretty great. She, you know, she's kind of that Mary Sue sort of character who's just like really good at a lot of things, really popular. And she had a nice relationship with Rika. I liked their thing going on. It like wasn't quite, I liked the bond in Mahotsukai Precure between the two main Precures better than this one, but again, not a fair comparison because this show had like more Precures to develop. It was like a full group of 5 of them, right? And one of which was Makoto, who was like from a different world that came into our world, and her world is kind of destroyed. That was, from a storytelling perspective, that was probably the coolest aspect of this story, is that we did have like another world that's a really concrete example of what could happen if we don't do something about the selfishness that's attacking our world. So not only do we have that example, we also like have more responsibility, not only to protect our world, but to save that one as well. So that was a pretty cool thing. And Makoto, who is like a resident of that other world, so she's here, and we also have her being like an idol, which was another aspect of it I really liked, because we could have some idol performances, and you know, it makes a bit more sense that we have an idol dance as the ED, because maybe Makoto just invited her friends on stage to sing and dance with her, right? So we also had like Ellis, who's like you know, the Yotsuba Zaibatsu, like the big old company. She's our rich girl, Ojo-sama. So she allows us to have some cool, neat toys, you know, helicopters and stuff, just whatever that she needed. So also she had like some nice history with I think it was Mana and Rika. We had some flashback stuff explaining that. That was a cool little story. And and this show also had a Precure voiced by Kugimi Ari, so that's certainly a point it has in its favor. But like, as far as like actual criticisms of this season goes, I don't know. I feel like development of characters was a little bit wonky in like how it was balanced, how it was organized. I can't really put this into much of a coherent statement, but just something felt a little bit off about that. Like they weren't quite sure how to balance character development and stuff with the plot they're trying to move on. So some characters feel like they were like put on the back burner for other characters. I don't know. I'm not really a reviewer, so I don't know why I'm trying, but it's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like I said, it has a bigger cast, so it's a little bit harder to give them all proper treatment without messing them up at all. But I don't think it was too bad. Just if I had to look for something to nitpick, it would probably be that. They definitely had its cool like surprises and reveals though, like the whole thing with the princess. We were trying to find her, had no idea where she was, and then we showed her in like this like frozen state, but then it turned out it wasn't actually her. It was frozen, it was all a fake, an illusion. And Aguri and Regina were actually the princess the whole time, just split in half, and the baby is also part of that, sort of, somehow, right? So that was pretty crazy, because they had that as a nice little way to make it not so easy to predict, to guess what's going on. So that was a very smart thing they did, story-wise, was to have that sort of illusion, that sort of red herring, to keep you guessing, try to prevent you from figuring out what's going on too soon. So I like that. What else? Also, just general character interactions. There were some pretty good ones. You know, we had that sleepover, which I liked. It's really hard to remember the earlier episodes because it's such a long show, but I definitely remember early on being pretty into it. So the show definitely had its high points. Definitely. It's hard to remember a lot of specific examples. But definitely a lot of good stuff. It definitely was not a bad series, for sure. It might be low on the totem pole of Precure shows, but I definitely enjoyed my time with it. I'm glad I watched it, and I am eager to check out some more Precure shows, because this is like one of the less popular ones. That would mean that there's a lot that are considered better than this. So if I like this, then should definitely like those, you would think. So yeah, this is one more Precure I can check off of that Precure list, Precure box, and I can think about which Precure to do next, which I'm not quite sure which one I'll do next. I'll figure that out. I'm certainly open for suggestions, although if you're not an early access person, I'll have probably already started another Precure show before you see this one. So, but yeah, because so far I've seen Mahotsukai Precure, I've seen Futariwa Precure, and I've seen this one, which is Dokidoki Precure, my third Precure. So there's still a lot that I have not yet seen. So we'll get that figured out. But yeah, I did enjoy the show. I am gonna miss it. I am gonna miss these characters. I'm definitely gonna miss the both EDs. They were top tier. That's something I can definitely put into the show's favor. That 3D animated, well animated idol EDs. Loved it so much, even though they never added Regina. Like, I know that was my selfish request that they would add Regina and do it, but still, in spite of that, I still love them for sure. So if you enjoyed my reaction to the show, please click that like button, support me on Patreon, all that good stuff. And I have reacted to Mahotsukai and Futariwa Precure as well, so if you enjoy my reaction to this, maybe you'll enjoy my reaction to those as well. It's certainly worth trying out. So for now, bye-bye.